Jai Gurudev. Mahavishnu appears to Devaki and Vasudeva in the prison during the manifestation of Krishna as a baby of Devaki. And the Lord explained to them that after their penance in the Satya Yuga, Mahavishnu appeared to them, who were at this time called Sutapa and Prishni. They requested that the Lord incarnate as their son. So in the next Yuga, in the Treta Yuga, the Lord took birth and appeared as their son called Krishna Garbha. So in each of the four yugas, the Satya Yuga, the Treta Yuga, the Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga, the Supreme Lord chose a mother and father from whom to take birth again and again. He appeared in the prison of Devaki and Vasudeva and explained to them, "In the next millennium, I again appeared from the two of you, who incarnated as my mother, Aditi, and my father, Kashyapa. I was known as Upendra, and because of being a dwarf, I was also known as Vamana." Still in the same Treta Yuga, the Lord incarnated from them, from Sutapa and Prishni. But this time they were called Aditi and Kashyapa, and their son was Vamana. So the Lord took birth originally from Sutapa and Prishni, then from Kashyapa and Aditi, and again as Vasudeva and Devaki. In the prison, the Lord told to Devaki, "In other appearances, I took the form of an ordinary child just to become your son, so that we could reciprocate eternal love. This time I have appeared in my original form as Sri Krishna." So the other forms were partial incarnations of the Lord. But because of the intense love developed by Prishni and Sutapa, the Lord incarnated fully from Devaki and Vasudeva as Purnavatar, as Sri Krishna. The Lord confirms, "I am the same Supreme Lord, but this time, because of your intense love for me, I appear in full opulence as Sri Krishna." Prishni, Garbha and Vamana were partial expansions of Krishna. But in this third birth, Narayana himself incarnated. So the whole Srimad Bhagavatam was told because of the curse of King Parikshit to die from a snake bite. You know, during 7 days, Sukha, the son of Veda Vyasa, told to the king and the assembly of the sages the Srimad Bhagavatam. King Parikshit was cursed to be beaten by the king of the snakes, of the Nagas, Takshaka. And this happened after the 7 days and he died. He had a son called Janamejaya. And as Janamejaya was furious that his father died because of such a petty thing, being killed by Takshaka, he ordered afterwards a yagna, a sacrificial fire, to kill Takshaka and all the snakes. So all the Nagas, all the snakes, also those who had done nothing, were pulled by the mantras inside the yagna fire. And finally the name of Takshaka, the king of the snake, was called also into the fire. He had himself taken refuge at the chair of Indra, who was protecting him. But Indra himself was pulled also with Takshaka into the fire. But happily, then a Brahman came to the yagna place and ordered to the king to stop the sacrifice, the yagna. And the king Janamejaya could not kill Takshaka, but thousands of snakes had been killed in the fire. Because of this massive killing, Janamejaya in return became cursed by the Nagas, and he was lying in full pain just after his wedding. Nobody could heal him. He had so much suffering that he thought that he should kill himself. Happily, Dattatreya appeared to King Janamejaya, and he told him that he can only be cured by Guru Vayur Appan. He should go to Guru Vayur temple and pray to him. The king had no idea about this deity. And by the way, this small murti is in our temple in front of Narayana lying on Adishej. It is an exact replica of the original murti which is in the Guru Vayur temple in Kerala. So Dattatreya began to tell the whole story of Guru Vayur Appan Murti to the king Janamejaya. He said, at the very beginning, when Brahma awoke, sitting on his lotus flower, Brahma could not begin his work of creation. Suddenly the Lord Mahavishnu appeared to him and gave him a murti. Brahma was very impressed and crying out tears of devotion. This deity represents Mahavishnu with 4 arms and was carved in a shila, very beautifully. As Brahma was holding the deity, a flow of energy was flowing inside of him. He venerated the deity and could then begin his task of creation. In the Satya Yuga, the Kalpa of Varaha, the boar incarnation, Sutapa was a just king and his wife Prishni was a chaste lady. The king was loved by his subjects and plenty of wealth was in his kingdom, but they had no children. So Sutapa and Prishni were very depressed. They made penance to Brahma, and finally Brahma appeared to them and gave them the murti that he had got from Vishnu himself and venerated at the beginning of the creation. And Brahma said to them, offer everything to this murti, your thought, your actions, and in return the Lord will shower you with his mercy. So the worship of Sutapa and Prishni was so intense that a door opened in the celestial world. Narayana opened his eyes and incarnated on earth. He appeared in front of the amazed royal couple who was crying out of devotion. They asked 3 times for a child to him, and 3 times the Lord said, Tatastu, meaning granted, so be it. He told them, as you have asked 3 times for a child, I will be your child 3 times. 9 months later, the child, Prishni Garbha, was born, and the prince told the world how through celibacy one can conquer the tendencies and desires of the mind. Then after 1,000 years, King Sutapa and his wife Prishni reincarnated as the sage Kashyapa and his wife Aditi. They worshipped this same deity, and Aditi gave birth to Vamana, the dwarf, who in 3 steps took all the possession of the demon king Bali and gave back their kingdom to the Devas. The Lord is so compassionate, He is so full of mercy. I remember this story that Goji told about a boy who was so angry that he stole a banana and gave half of the banana in the devotion box of the temple. The shop owner saw the boy stealing the banana. He gave him a penance to do parikrama, a certain number of parikrama walking around the temple. And as he was looking at the boy, he saw that another boy was following him. So the shopkeeper recognized Panduranga in this boy and went to him, asked him, "Why are you doing also parikrama?" And Panduranga said, "Well, I got half of the bananas, so I have also to do it." So in Dvarpa Yuga, the third incarnation of King Sutapa and his wife Prishni was in Vasudeva and Devaki. The Lord, as you know, appeared in the prison of Kamsa to them and explained to them this promise that he had given to them. The form that he took in front of them was the form of Guru Vayurappan, with 4 arms holding the conch, the chakra, the mace and the lotus flower in his hand. It is this form that Devaki and Vasudeva worshipped as Narayana. And you know the story, Krishna killed Kamsa and after some years he built the city of Dvarka through the celestial architect Vishwakarma. Krishna received the murti from his parents and installed it in his palace. We can ask ourselves why the divine venerates himself in the form of a murti. Because not everyone can realize that God is incarnated on earth. For instance, Duryodhana did not realize it. So the most important thing is this relationship that we build with the divine. That is why Guruji is creating these worships of Panduranga, Vithala, Giridhari, so that we can connect with him through the murti. Like the gopis who had the personal relationship with the divine, with Krishna, the same way Krishna installed this murti of Guru Vayurappan in his palace in Dvaraka. And when Uddhava went to Dvarka, he talked with Krishna about the Kali Yuga who was approaching and the negativity and chaos that will cover the world and all the people. Then Krishna brought him in his inner chamber, and as they were approaching the murti, a light was coming out so strongly that Uddhava could not see anything besides this light. And Krishna told him, "What I am giving to you now is nothing else than Mahavishnu himself. I charge you to take care of it. I was carrying it in all my incarnations. In the next few days, Dvarka will be submerged with the ocean. Ask, please, the spiritual master of the demigods, Brihaspati, and the wind god Vayu to find a place to install the murti." So Uddhava took the murti with him, and Krishna departed from earth, and Uddhava lost the murti in Dvarka. And then the tsunami came, submerged the whole city, and Uddhava was sitting depressed at the shore of the sea. He asked inside of him Krishna for help, and Vayu and Brihaspati appeared in front of him. They went then inside the sea to look for the murti and came back happily with it. Then they were looking for a place in India where to install this murti. As they were traveling, they saw Parashuram coming, who was looking for this murti of Guru Vayur. Because Narada had told him that Krishna has a murti that can save Kerala from all disease. Because at this time they had also a pandemic in Kerala. They told Parashuram that they were looking in the country for a nice and holy place to install that murti. Parashuram brought them to a holy place close to a lake where they could install the murti. There was a lot of lotus flowers, swan, bumblebees, a nice atmosphere, very peaceful. And at this place, Shiva had made penance to Mahavishnu. Suddenly, 2 effulgent forms came out from the lake, Shiva and Parvati. And Shiva said to them, "This is the place where you should install the Moti, and we will go at the opposite side of the lake." Shiva added, "The name of this place will be composed by your name. Guru for Brihaspati, who was the guru of the demigods, and Vayu for the wind god Vayu, making the name Guru Vayu. And from this time there is a temple of Shiva and Parvati at the opposite side of the lake, where the temple of Guru Vayu Appan stands." So Parashurama did the installation ceremony, the Pranapratishtha. Vishwakarma built a special temple for the deity, so that the first ray of the sun goes to the Moti on the equinox day. Venerating this deity had cured many thousands of devotees and given also devotion to many. When Sri Dattatreya finished his narration to the king Jana Mejaya, who was kneeling in front of him, full amazed, Dattatreya told him to go to Guruvayur temple and to bow in front of the Moti of Krishna, and he will be clean from all pain and karma due to the killing that he did of so many snakes. The king went to Guruvayur's temple. He stood there for 4 months doing penances. Then came the time where there was only the image of the Lord in his mind. One night he was completely healed. And Guruji said to this Moti that is in the Bhuta Briteshwarnath Mandir, that is the exact replica of the original Moti. So we don't need to go to Guruvayur temple in Kerala, as you will have all the blessing here in this Moti in Sri Pita Nilaya. Jai Gurudev.